Hi, this is Brad Linder with Liliputing, and I have here a Samsung Galaxy Tab. This is the T-Mobile version. I was told that it should be pretty similar to what you get from other carriers, and of course this is one of the first Android tablets that's available from all four major U.S. carriers, T-Mobile, Sprint, Verizon, AT&T, and also U.S. Cellular. Most of those wireless carriers have already released this. The others are actually expected to do so within the next week or so. So this is the T-Mobile version. We've got a Samsung Galaxy Tab inside with a pre-installed battery and SIM card, AC adapter, 3.5mm stereo headset, USB cable, start guide, and terms and conditions. Here's the tablet itself. We'll take a closer look at it in just a moment. SIM card has already been taken out and put inside. This is a demo unit that was sent to me for review, so it might not look exactly like what you would get with the retail version, but we've got a US adapter, looks like a USB adapter. I'll figure out how that fits together later. USB cable and adapter. Standard USB port here, and this goes into the docking section of the tablet. Headphones, which actually look pretty decent for this. Nice little earbuds. And looks like there's a couple of spare covers there. And a little bit of documentation. We've got a start guide in here. Terms and conditions, return policy, limited warranty. So here is the tab, covered in a little bit of plastic. It's 7 inches, and that's the vertical of the display. Fits in a hand pretty well. It's definitely smaller in terms of overall surface area here than an iPad, which has a 10-inch display or a 9.7-inch screen. But it's a little bit chunkier, I'd say. I don't happen to have an iPad handy to really compare right now. Pretty light, less than a pound. I forget the exact weight, but feels pretty good. Definitely bigger than a phone. You know, this is not something that you're going to want to hold up to your ear and make phone calls on. And in the U.S., it doesn't actually have phone capabilities. It does have 3G data, but not the ability to make phone calls in the U.S. The European version does. You can probably fit in some pockets. I'm not sure how you'd want to carry this around in a pocket, but it's definitely a fairly portable device, something that you could easily throw into a bag and carry with you if you just need to do some web browsing or check some email on the go or do something along those lines. It's a little bit darker in here than I'd like, but I'm not going to be able to do this unboxing tomorrow, so let's go around real quick here and hopefully you can see what I'm looking at. Looks like the microphone is on the side, headphone jack at the top. Just a little scratch there, it looks like. Power, volume up and down, micro SD card slot, and a SIM card slot, and these are both covered by little plastic doors. Honestly, the plastic doesn't feel that sturdy, but these are not doors that you're going to be opening and closing all that often, especially if you're installing applications to your micro SD card slot, because you can't run them if that's taken out. That said, it's nice that you've got a micro SD card slot right here. On most smartphones with micro SD card slots, it's hidden away behind the battery, which means that you have to turn the thing off altogether in order to take the SD card out. SIM card slot, and the SIM card is already placed in there. On the bottom, we've got a docking connector. Looks like some more connectors for charging if you do have a docking station. This didn't come with one. We've got capacitive touch buttons on the bottom here. We've got the menu button, home, back, and search. And on the top is a camera. And on the back is another camera with a flash. So we've got front-facing and rear-facing cameras, which means that you could do video chat or take pictures. Fairly large device to be snapping photos. That said, that's a very large LCD display for snapping photos, so if you've always been wanting some sort of better display to look at when you're looking through the viewfinder, there you go. Glossy display, and right now I'm shining a light right at it, so you can see it works pretty well as a mirror. But let's go ahead and see if there's some power in here, or if I need to charge it up before using it. Oh, it looks like it turned right on. Capacitive display. Oop. Capacitive display, so you can interact with it with your fingertips. Seems pretty snappy. It's got a Samsung Hummingbird processor, and it's running the TouchWiz software. It's got a 3G connection, is already active right now. So even though I haven't hooked it up to my wireless network, you should be able to go online. And it loads pages pretty quickly. Multi-touch, so you've got pinch to zoom support. And the keyboard works pretty well. It's got the swipe keyboard, which means that you can actually sort of drag your finger across in order to enter text. In terms of thumb typing, I wouldn't mind having slightly larger keys than this, but it's not too bad. It works better, I think, in portrait mode than landscape mode, which is it's easier to get your thumbs across. And where's the home button? A couple of applications that have been designed custom for this larger 7-inch display, including the email application, but I haven't set that up yet, so let's see what else we can find here. The Samsung Media Hub. So there's a place where you can download movies and watch videos and so forth. I don't have an account. Comes with a Kindle app, T-Mobile. Let's take a quick look at the camera application here, so you can see what I'm looking at. Looks pretty decent. And I'll take a closer look at some of these applications and do a much more thorough review, which you'll be able to find on Liliputing.com, and I'll probably post another video or two as well. Before we go, I just want to do a quick comparison here, a really unfair comparison. This is a device that sells for between $400 and $650, depending on which carrier you get it from and whether you get it with a contract or not. This is a device I'm holding now, which runs about $150, $200. It's called the WePad. Similar size. Both have 7-inch displays. The WePad has a 7-inch resistive touchscreen display, which means that you have to tap it with fingertip. It does have an accelerometer, which means that the screen will rotate on both of these. It does have a keyboard, a camera. It doesn't have as many buttons. It doesn't have capacitive touchscreen buttons. The WePad overall is just not as classy a device. It does come with Google Android Market access, meaning you can download third-party apps, but it doesn't have access to the full Android. Well, basically, the WePad, I don't think Google knows it exists. And I think that's why the Android Market works. Whereas the Samsung Galaxy Tab is fully approved, and there's not really that much risk of losing market access. Support for the WePad has not been very good. I've been meaning to review this for ages, but it took a long time to get the software up and running properly. Likewise, there's the Ogden GenTouch 78 tablet. Again, very similar in size. It's actually a little bit smaller than the well, I guess they're pretty much the same, the Galaxy Tab and the Ogden. You know, they're all 7-inch tablets, but again, we've got a 7-inch resistive touchscreen instead of capacitive touchscreen. No 3G capabilities on the Ogden. It doesn't even rotate the display. The buttons are actually on the back. Has a slower processor. So, you know, it's kind of hard to tell by looking at these things which one is the better device. but the Samsung in general has better build quality, more features, faster processor, higher resolution display. It's 1024 by 600, whereas these other cheap ones have 800 by 480 pixels. So I'm really looking forward to testing this as probably one of the best Android tablets that you can buy right now. You do have to pay extra for it, but it does have the best features at least. And so it's going to be the one to show whether Android 2.2 is really ready for tablets, or if you might want to wait a little bit longer until an update is available. This is Brad Linder with Liliputing, and first looked at the T-Mobile version of the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7-inch tablet.